All right, good morning. All right, so I went to lab this summer, and I'll just read off this. 3 weeks, 21 days, 504 hours. This is how long I spent at Leadership Lab. Leadership Lab is for high school teens grades 10 through 12. For more than 40 years, Lab has been running. Chad and Heidi Rich lead this program to help teens as they wrestle through the important questions of life. Each summer, there are 3 labs, Lab 1, 2, and 3. Each one holds 10 girls and 10 guys. There's the girls from my lab, and then the guys from my lab was in a full lab. Then you have the lifeguard, the cooks, the lab runner who does tasks around lab, the lab assistant director, and then Chad, the director. Lab 3 has the stigma about it that only the bad kids and the kids that were forced to go there. I went to Lab 3. We all came from different places, but all became a family within a week. The thing about Lab is that it changes you in an unexplainable way. You really have to go through it to understand it. Each week you go on a trip. The first week we went on a hiking trip, and I think it was called the Porcupine Mountains. The second week we went on a 4-day, 3-night canoe trip. And then the third week we went to Black River Harbor in Michigan. These trips all hold their memories, laughs, cries, stories, and many bug bites. A typical day at that lab looks like this. The wake-up bell went off at 7:30 a.m. We were to wake up, get ready, and from 8 to 8:30 a.m. we had our quiet time with God. Everyone was scattered around camp, and each of us spent time with God to start off our mornings. There was one time during the canoe trip where it was kind of hectic because one of our lab counselors had gotten sick, and she had left, and the assistant director had to leave to go to a wedding, and we were all pretty grumpy with each other. And so, we called off what we were doing, and we're like, okay, everybody has to go do quiet time with God, and it totally helped because you could tell the difference. That was a side story. And then after that, we ate breakfast, did our chores, and after lunch, we had our one-on-ones with either a student or a leader, and then you can talk to them with whatever you want. And these conversations made me realize that I was not alone in with what I struggled with, and that I could talk with people openly, and they also struggle with the same things. The rest of the day is pretty chill, not a very hardcore plan. Majority of the time, we either swam in Blair Lake, played card games, or played a game outside. Leadership Lab is so effective because the counselors and staff made it comfortable and an open environment. You get to have the conversations that you weren't able to at home and ask the hard questions. I encourage you that if you have a young middle school-aged or high school child, that you look more into Lab and sign them up. There are many youth programs that you can also sign your child up for as well. You don't need to fear because the staff at Fort Wilderness will lay down their lives for the kids. If you cannot afford something, Fort offers scholarships if you apply. I hope to see your children and teens at Fort Wilderness. Thank you.